When you think of old things, you probably picture ancient ruins, artifacts in museums, or maybe your grandparents' favorite stories. But there are living giants on this planet that make human history look brand new. These trees were already ancient when the pyramids were rising, and they've stood silently through empires, wars, and entire civilizations. Let's meet them. 10. The Llangyrniw Yew, 4,000 years. In a small Welsh churchyard stands the Llangyrniw Yew, a tree that sprouted around 2000 BCE. By the time Jesus was born, it was already 2,000 years old. Its trunk has grown so massive, over 35 feet wide, that parts of it have died and regrown, creating a hollow you could literally step inside. This yew has been around longer than the concept of nations. It's witnessed the Roman invasion of Britain, the Norman conquest, and even 2 world wars. Local legend says it's sacred, and disturbing it brings bad luck. Maybe that superstition is why it's still thriving today, quietly adding a new growth ring each year to its 4,000-year story. 9. The Jomonsugi, 2,170 to 7,200 years. Deep in the forests of Yakushima Island, Japan, grows the Jomonsugi, a cedar so ancient that scientists can't even agree on its age. Estimates range from just over 2,000 years to more than 7,000. Even at the low end, it's older than the Roman Empire. Standing 83 feet tall with a trunk circumference of 54 feet, it's so large that 17 people holding hands would barely encircle it. Despite typhoons, volcanic eruptions, and Japan's constant earthquakes, it has endured. Revered as a national treasure and UNESCO World Heritage Site, it wasn't even officially discovered until 1968. Imagine being thousands of years old before humans even notice you exist. 8. The Senator, 3,500 years, lost. The Senator was once a towering bald cypress in Florida, 118 feet tall and 17.5 feet wide. For 3,500 years, it survived everything, from Native American civilizations to Spanish colonization and the Civil War. But in 2012, tragedy struck. A woman accidentally burned it down while smoking inside its hollow trunk. One of the oldest trees on Earth was gone in a single night. For centuries, families visited Big Tree Park to picnic beneath its canopy. It was even named after a Florida senator who helped protect it in the 1920s. Sadly, protection from storms and development couldn't save it from human carelessness. Its story is a reminder of how fragile these ancient giants really are. 7. The Alerce, 3,622 years. High in Chile's Andes grows the Alerce, or Patagonian cypress, a tree dated to at least 3,622 years old. That means it was already centuries old when the first Olympic Games were held in Greece. Its secret, resin-rich, rot-resistant wood that allows it to outlive almost everything nature throws its way. Sacred to the indigenous Mapuche people, who believed it had healing powers, this tree has seen Spanish colonization, Chile's independence, and the modern era of deforestation. Because Alerce wood was prized for construction, many of its ancient relatives were cut down. Today, the survivors' exact locations are kept secret to protect them. 6. The Methuselah tree, 4,857 years. Hidden in California's White Mountains, Methuselah is a Great Basin bristlecone pine nearly 5,000 years old. It was already 800 years old when the Egyptians built the pyramids, and it's still alive today at over 10,000 feet elevation, where only the hardiest plants survive. Bristlecone pines endure brutal cold, thin soil, and almost no water. Their trick is ultra-slow growth, sometimes less than a millimeter per year. The result is wood so dense it resists decay and insects. Parts of Methuselah have died, but the living sections keep growing. Its exact location is kept secret to prevent vandalism, but it continues to add new rings, year after year, indifferent to human history. 5. The Prometheus tree, 4,900 plus years, lost. Another bristlecone pine, Prometheus, once grew in Nevada's White Mountains. In 1964, a graduate student studying climate patterns cut it down after his coring tool got stuck. Only afterward did scientists realize he had killed a tree at least 4,900 years old, possibly older than Methuselah. Prometheus had outlived ice ages, droughts, and volcanic eruptions, only to fall to a stuck drill bit. Today, a small plaque marks where it once stood, a sobering reminder of what can be lost in the name of curiosity. 4. Sarv-e-Abarku, 4,000 to 5,000 years. In Iran's desert city of Abarku stands the Sarv-e-Abarku, a Mediterranean cypress estimated at up to 5,000 years old. Legends claim it was planted by the prophet Zoroaster himself, though it likely predates even him. Standing 82 feet tall with a trunk 37 feet around, it has endured blistering summers and scarce water, thriving where few trees could. Today it's a national monument, protected by law and revered as a symbol of endurance in a land of shifting empires and civilization. 3. 100-horse chestnut, 2,000 to 4,000 years. On Sicily's Mount Etna grows a chestnut tree so large it could shelter 100 horses beneath its branches, at least according to legend. Its trunk circumference measures between 190 and 250 feet, making it one of the widest trees in the world. Despite centuries of volcanic eruptions, lava flows, and storms, it continues to thrive. Described as the most beautiful chestnut as far back as the 1600s, it has survived both natural forces and human interference, still standing as a natural wonder today. 2. The Great Banyan, 250 to 300 years. At first, 250 years might not sound ancient compared to the other trees here, but the Great Banyan in Kolkata, India, makes up for its youth with sheer size. This single tree covers 3.5 acres and has over 3,300 aerial roots that grew into secondary trunks. What began as a single seed now looks like an entire forest. The tree is so vast it's often mistaken for a grove, but it's one organism, spreading outward for centuries by dropping roots that become new trunks. Located in the Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose Botanic Garden, it's been a landmark since colonial times. The main trunk was removed in 1925 after cyclone damage, yet the tree kept thriving through its thousands of secondary trunks. Though only a few centuries old, the Great Banyan was already growing when the U.S. was founded. It's witnessed British rule in India, the independence movement, and partition, all while steadily expanding. Today, it's a symbol of resilience and growth. Local legend says spirits dwell beneath it, and meditation there brings wisdom. Belief or not, sitting under one living organism that spans nearly 4 acres is profound. 1. Old Tijiko, 9,567 years. The oldest of them all is Old Tijiko, a Norway spruce in Sweden that's been alive for 9,567 years. That means it predates agriculture, the wheel, and writing, older than any civilization on Earth. At just 16 feet tall, it doesn't look impressive, but it's been rooted in the same spot since the last ice age. It was already 5,000 years old when Stonehenge was built, and 6,000 when Egyptians first carved hieroglyphs. Old Chico survives through vegetative cloning. When its trunk dies, the root system sprouts a new one. The current trunk is only a few hundred years old, but the roots have lived nearly 10 millennia, like a body that replaces parts while keeping the same mind. Discovered in 2004 by Professor Leif Kuhlman, who named it after his dog, carbon dating confirmed its staggering age. It grows in Fulufjellet National Park, where the harsh climate has kept it small, but nearly indestructible. Even more remarkable, Old Chico once survived as a shrub during the Ice Age, then became a tree as the climate warmed. This organism has watched humanity evolve from hunters to space explorers, while quietly standing in the same spot. Today it's protected, with its location kept partly secret. Guided tours let visitors see it, but Old Chico continues to grow, indifferent to human history and the brief stories of our lives. These trees are more than plants. They're living witnesses to history. Empires have risen and fallen, but they've stood quietly, adding rings, decade after decade. They remind us that nature's timeline is far longer than ours, and that survival often means simply continuing to grow, one year at a time.